What is the thing we don't talk about in your family? For us, it's my dad's brother, Uncle Ray. He vanished from our family photos and conversations when I was 9. One day he was there at Sunday dinner, arguing with my dad about politics, and the next, his name became taboo. I was too young to understand why at first. I remember asking Mom where Uncle Ray was about a month after he stopped coming around. Uncle Ray made some choices, she said, stirring pasta sauce with unnecessary force. He won't be visiting anymore. Dad overheard and slammed his palm against the kitchen counter. We don't talk about Raymond in this house. End of discussion. That's how it became the thing we don't talk about. When relatives visited and someone accidentally mentioned Ray, the room would freeze. My dad would get this look, jaw clenched, eyes distant, and everyone would scramble to change the subject. I pieced things together over the years. Overheard whispers, half-finished sentences when adults noticed me listening. Uncle Ray had gambling problems. He'd borrowed money, a lot of money. When I was 15, I found an old photo album in our attic. There was Uncle Ray, arm around my dad at fishing trips, family barbecues, my parents' wedding. They looked happy, 2 brothers against the world. I couldn't reconcile those images with whatever had made my father erase him from our lives. My cousin Ellie finally filled me in during a sleepover when we were 16. You seriously don't know, she whispered, though we were alone in my bedroom. Uncle Ray stole from your dad, like their mom's jewelry after she died. Family heirlooms. He pawned them for gambling money. I shook my head. That can't be right. Dad would have been angry, but to cut him off completely? Ellie picked at her nail polish. It wasn't just that. When your dad confronted him, Ray got violent. Put your dad in the hospital with 3 broken ribs and a concussion. The revelation hit me like cold water. I couldn't sleep that night, thinking about the uncle who used to bring me candy and taught me to skip stones, becoming someone capable of hurting his own brother. When I turned 21, I decided to find him. Not to reconnect, just to understand. It wasn't hard. He lived 2 towns over. I sat in my car outside his apartment building for an hour before working up the courage to knock. The man who opened the door was a ghostly version of the uncle I remembered. Thin, gray, eyes hollow. "You're Robert's girl," he said. Not a question. I nodded. "Can we talk?" His apartment was small but clean. No obvious signs of a gambling addict. On his wall hung a family photo. Our family, from before the thing happened. "Your dad know you're here?" he asked, hands shaking slightly as he made coffee. "No," I admitted. "We don't talk about you." He nodded slowly. "Figured as much." "Why did you do it?" I asked. "The jewelry? The fight? Was gambling really worth losing your family?" Uncle Ray stared into his coffee cup. Addiction isn't rational. By the time I realized what I'd done, it was too late. He looked up at me. "I've been sober, no gambling, for 8 years now. Sent your dad letters for 5 years. Apologies, offers to pay him back. He returns them unopened. I didn't tell him I understood my father's position. Some betrayals cut too deep. He named you after me, you know," Ray said quietly. "Your middle name, Ray with an E. I was there when you were born. I knew this, of course. It was another thing we don't talk about. I left without promising to return. When Dad asked where I'd been that evening, I almost told him. Instead I said, just driving around, thinking.